Hello, my name's Richard Maybery. I'm Chief Executive of the West Midlands Reserve Forces and Cadets Association, and on behalf of the RFCA I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking a bit about Armed Forces Week, what it's all about and why it's important. Armed Forces Week is marked at the national, the regional and the local levels, and it runs from Monday the 21st of June through to Saturday the 26th, with Saturday being Armed Forces Day itself. Armed Forces Week is an opportunity for all of us to learn a bit more about the Armed Forces and to recognise and celebrate the contribution that the Armed Forces community makes to the safety and security of the UK, both overseas and here at home. That Armed Forces community includes our regulars, our reserves, their families, the cadets, and of course our massive veterans community. You will, I'm sure, be aware that our armed forces continue to be deployed on operations, taking part in and delivering training all over the world. In addition, and this year in particular, the armed forces make a massive contribution to resilience in the UK. Thousands of armed forces personnel have supported the NHS and others in helping to combat the pandemic. In the West Midlands, that effort has included several hundred regulars and reservists from across all three services. Looking ahead, the recent Defence Review and the Independent Review of the Reserve Forces suggests that the role of the reserves in future will be even more important. As well as their traditional reinforcement role, they've got great utility in providing certain niche capabilities and resilience at home, not least because of their very close ties to their local communities. Turning to the cadets, a 4-year study commissioned independently by the Ministry of Defence has conclusively shown the huge benefits to society that being a member of the cadet forces brings, both at the time and on into the future. And I must acknowledge the massive contribution made by the Cadet Force adult volunteers who so freely donate their time to give great opportunities to our young people. So what about Armed Forces Week itself? Well, there's lots happening in Armed Forces Week. As I said, the week kicks off on Monday the 21st of June with numerous civic flag raising ceremonies across the region. So that marks the start of the week. Then other days throughout the week focus on the Armed Forces and the Commonwealth, our veterans community, the Armed Forces Covenant, and of course Wednesday is Reserves Day. We are running an online event called A Rich Source of Talent on the Tuesday afternoon, highlighting the advantages of employing veterans, serving reservists and Cadet Force adult volunteers. Do come and join us. And then Saturday is Armed Forces Day itself, and there are events both physically and online across the region to mark this. Please do get involved in any of this if you'd like to. There's lots of information available online, and I do know that it means so much to members of the Armed Forces community to know that they have your support.